And we are live. Great, fantastic. Cool. Let's close that one down. So thanks everyone for rocking up tonight. This is quite a nice turnout, so I guess NFTs might be popular, might be a popular topic. I'll be going through how to create an NFT using a brand new platform that I've been playing around with called Cardano Hub. They actually mint NFTs directly via smart contract. So if you've been playing around with the NFT space at the moment in Cardano, the way that's usually done at the moment is via direct CLI. So you're minting directly onto the Cardano blockchain as opposed to minting on a smart contract. So it's very different to how Ethereum, Solana, and other blockchains work because Cardano NFTs, tokens, are native tokens to the blockchain itself. We also have a presentation by Attila. So we'll probably start with that one first, and here's a game that he's put together. Relax, relax, you got a few minutes. I've lost the slide, where to go, there it is. So it's a mobile-based game that is integrating in blockchain as well. So we learn.
It's not a mobile game, sorry. It's web-based or client-based, so it's not mobile.
Okay, cool, all right, completely wrong. Sorry, I stuffed that one up. But we'll learn more about that in a moment. But just out of interest, how many people are just starting their journey in Cardano? Like a couple of months? Cool, great, cool, awesome. A couple of newbies. How about started last year in the crypto winter before the whole bull run? Yeah, a little bit. Who started in the ICO stages in 2017? Yep, yep. All the familiar faces. Cool, awesome. Now, this is also an open space, so like if you want to talk to people about the issues that you're having or anything like that, if you have questions, we'll have an open question time at the end of this as well. So if you want to learn more about certain things, if you're having issues with wallets maybe, and you're having some issues there and you want something debugged, feel free to always bring your questions at the end. So we'll have a little bit of a structured session, presentation by someone, so it's usually a two-part presentation, and then followed by the open QA, and then we'll go out for drinks and food afterwards, if people still want to hang around. All right, so let's get into this presentation by Attila. I'll let you take the floor. And for once, I don't have to talk. I think everything is being streamed on YouTube. Yep, cool, people coming in. I'll be watching the questions on there. So I'll be chatting on the mobile.
Can you operate the thingy for me? Or
yeah, sure, I can do that.
I can just,
yeah, cool, yeah. I'll press the play button, present.
So hi everyone, my name is Attila Veik. I'm here to do a little bit of presentation about our CNFT game that we are working on. We've been working on it for like 2 or 3 months now. And, oh, thank you. And we are kind of like in the demo phase, but still super early, like pre-alpha. Hopefully I can show you some gameplay as well a bit later on, but yeah, still working on some of the challenges. It's basically a blockchain game built on Cardano, so we're going to use CNFTs as the building blocks of the game. Can we go on to the next slide for me? So basically, there are 3 parts of the game. There's going to be a PvP base fight, which is if you ever played Warcraft or Dota or something like that, that has kind of like a tower defense kind of game. It's basically 2 bases going against each other, and you deploy units in the middle of the battlefield, and depend what unit you brought into the battle, it's going to be deciding the outcome. So there's a bit of a deck building within the game as well. And the whole blockchain part is that all the unique units are going to be NFTs. So that's what we are building. They're going to be a really simple upgradable base as well, which is going to change some of your base modifiers in the PvP game, and we are doing a bit of PvE questing to the play to earn, which is going to utilize our token. Which, if you ever played Fallout Shelter or some of the other games where you can run missions with your units, it's pretty simple. Basically, there are going to be some requirements within the units, and you have to use some of your NFTs to run the missions, and depending what kind of units you are using is going to have different multipliers on the success of the missions. And we're going to use, this is kind of new, so we decided we're going to use Cardano Sharp for the wallet integrator with Blockfrost as the API. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. And obviously, we're going to have a website with an NFT marketplace. Pete, could you?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. So this is just a little bit of a showcase of our NFTs, or coming up NFTs. So they're going to be, so this is kind of like the battlefield. We have the two bases next to, oppositing each other. There is a bit of a rune management system as well. So the unit's going to cost different amount of runes, and you have to basically manage the runes and deploy the units in different kind of lanes. And obviously your opponent is going to do the same thing. So it's pretty simple, like kind of like easy to play, hard to master. So it's really going to depend what kind of decks you're going to build into the game, bring into the game. Yeah, that's it basically. That's the PvP side of that we are currently working on. So these are the 9 base materials that we're going to use. So this is the NFT. They're going to be 4 options that are changeable basically. One is the material. So we have 9 different kind of materials. Each have their own strengths and weaknesses. Each material is going to have 6 unique headpieces. So that's going to give us, which brings the unit ability into the game. For example, this one is a healer, but some other ones are like more like a tanking unit or like a ranged unit, or like there is the sand one is more like a caster kind of one. So each headpiece, each material is going to have 6 different kind of unique headpieces, and that's going to bring their unique ability into the game. And the rest of the NFT option is going to be the rune ones, which is going to be completely randomized. And as you use the smart contracts later on within the game, where you can merge 2 units together, the similar as Axie does, you can roll for better runes as well. And the phase is going to bring some, we're going to have 3 different kind of phases. That's going to bring in some other random elements into the game as well. And basically, all the minting of the NFT is going to be managed by a smart contract. So there are 972 different kind of variations that you can roll for, and 54 unique abilities through the 9 materials.
Sorry.
Can we go to? Thank you. So this is just a concept of the. Once we are finished with the 972 units, we're gonna release more different kind of structures as well. This is just a bit of a concept art of for the future that we are thinking of. Thank you. This is just a bit of how the API process is going to work. So on the NFT, we're only going to store really simple, basic values. One is the idle animation of the NFT or of the unit. The second one is the material, the rune type, and the face type. And everything else will be handled within the game. And obviously, the Cardano Shop and the Blockswalk API is going to deliver the unit, the NFT within the game. This is important because if you want to balance your game, you can't store everything in the NFT because obviously the NFT you can't change. So we only want to store the unique part of the NFT or the unit within the NFT, and everything else is going to be managed by the game. So the rest of the animations, all the health, speed, armor, damage, room multiplier, and the unit cost as well. This is just a bit of a tokenomics. So last week we launched our utility token, which is already available. It's called Fortune. It's already on the Cardano ecosystem. So the tokenomics is basically just as the dev team is owned by 10.5%. We reserved 5% for future hires. We're going to do a private sale probably in December and Q1 for 50% of the tokens, and the rest of them you're probably going to see on DEXs. This is just a bit of a team. So that's me. Brody is the blockchain developer who is also the founder. It's the 2 of us. And Adele, who is doing the visual art. She's amazing. She did all the 2D visual art and the battlefield and everything. And Jay is working with me on the Unity code at the moment. And this is just a bit of a roadmap. So the demo is kind of ready. It's in pre-alpha phase. We are working on the website at the moment and the wallet integrator. So that's the first step. The second step is going to be the NFT and the token sales, which we're probably going to push to Q1. Also, launching a closed beta. We want to invite more people into so they can try out the game. Then we're going to do the open beta probably, which going to be the open beta will also have the full functionality of the game as well. So the base building and the PvE side of the game as well, the play to earn. And obviously Q3 we want to do the launch, and later on we want to introduce more units and organize tournaments and introduce more features as well. And the link, if anyone interested, I can send you the link as well, but we have a playable demo as well. Without the NFT capabilities yet, just for the game. Yeah, that's it.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You want to
Anyone has any questions?
So, I don't know much about the NFTs, but you've made a comment of you can't have everything in the NFT. Are you able to expand what you mean by that?
Yeah, so can we go back a little bit to the, I think it's the one more.
So you
more?
just repeat
There,
the question
yeah,
as
sorry,
well.
there. So the question was that why can we store everything in the NFT? And basically the problem with that is that if you do games where players going to play against other players, there are always going to be balancing issues. And there's always going to be it's called like a metagaming, where someone's, like for example, if you play any kind of card game, there is an absolute best deck. And the problem is once everyone has the absolute best deck, the gameplay is going to be pretty stale, that everyone's going to use the same deck, and it's just the gameplay is not changing anymore, so it's going to get boring. So that's why we decided that we're just going to keep the uniqueness of the NFT, the unit on the NFT. And we're going to do this called shifting meta, that we're always going to change the meta, always going to rebalance a little bit, so the game always kind of keeps fresh. Yeah. There are some games where this is not necessary, like if you do just a player versus an environment game or any kind of single player game that's NFT based, it's completely good to, fine to have put everything into the NFT. And the capability is there. We checked with Cardano, so you can put a bunch of stuff into the NFT, so there is no problem. This is more like a design choice. Anyone else? Yes?
Yeah, how many NFTs do you need in your team in order to
So what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of like a tiered ladder. So if you're starting out of the game, they're going to be like a beginner deck. So you're probably going to use 4 units and 2 rune tablets. Rune tablets is kind of like spell cards. And as you progress in the game, you go more tiers up. You can expand your basically roster, and that's kind of like in kind of like synchronizing it into that you probably acquire more NFTs and more NFTs. So yeah, that's the plan. So you start with the starting deck, and as you progress within the game, you can expand your deck with more units as well. Yes.
Is there any reason the gold one had silver color and the silver one had gold color?
Can we go back? Which one?
So gold looks silver, gray, and sand at the bottom is bright yellowish gold.
Yeah, because this one is like sandstone, and that one has like gold veins in it. It's still a stone, but it has gold veins in it. We didn't want to do the whole thing into gold because we tried a couple of versions of that one as well, but it looked a bit iffy, so that's why we decided it's just going to have gold veins. Once we have the proper headpieces, we're just working on the headpieces, and then we're going to have the whole NFT range basically ready. It's going to look much better. We are still missing like the headpieces on some of the units, so I can show you some actually. It's on my phone. I just couldn't put it on the.
There is something like a reverse psychology game behind it, that the gold looks dark gray. Maybe
I know.
there is something behind it, that's all.
That's a good feedback, actually. What I'm planning to do kind of is that because the headpiece is going to enable the abilities, so all going to have like unique abilities. People are going to associate more the headpieces with the ability, not really the base going, but that's a good feedback. We might have to change that, yes.
Where are you actually going to be able to play it? So it's not on mobile, you said?
So yeah, we're trying to do, so this is still in the air. I would love to do a WebGL-based, a browser-based game. The only problem with that, it kind of raises security issues through the browser, especially with NFTs. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna launch just a Windows and a Mac client. And if we do an audit on the security and if the WebGL is secure, then we're gonna launch a web browser based as well. Yeah. And to be honest, the dream would be if you could integrate the whole marketplace within the browser client, because then you can use the marketplace within the game and you don't even have to leave the whole game, even if you want to purchase new NFTs or you want to do the third-party minting, which even Axie doesn't have that at the moment, which is the biggest NFT game at the moment. You still have to go on the marketplace if you want to buy stuff. So, yeah.
So the marketplace for that would be like a CNFT or?
Yeah, we probably gonna build our own marketplace, but because it's a native token, we can just put it on CNFT.io as well or anywhere else. So, yeah. Yes.
I appreciate you might not want to answer this question, but I'm curious if you could give us a rough idea of what your investment is on this thing.
Actually, it's not that much yet because the most of the stuff we invested in was the artwork. It's still below $5,000 with the coding and with the artwork as well. And yeah.
Did you say 5,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
You must be working for free.
Yes. At the moment.
Yeah.
I want to finish up all the NFTs as well because if you go back to the roadmap at the moment, what's going to be, I think, the hardest part is integrating. What's going to cost the most is probably integrating the NFTs within the game and the balancing. So I really want to do the NFT and the token sale as soon as possible. That's why I'm pushing the artwork at the moment. And once that one is ready and raise the money, I probably have to hire probably 1 or 2 more blockchain devs and 2 or 3 more Unity devs as well, the game devs as well, just to fill up the team. Because with the current setup, it's probably not going to be enough. Yeah.
So the NFT token sales is Q1 2021?
Yeah, next year, probably January. Yeah. Oh, did it?
Damn.
Yeah.
Typo.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'll change that for you if I could.
Thanks.
Next year.
Next year, yeah, sorry. Oh, thanks, Pete.
Not a problem.
To be honest, it's might gonna be a pretty. So at the moment, we did IPFS testing today with the NFTs, and just to try out how the GIF looks, kind of like within the structure, and if we have any kind of speed issues or like loading issues, and it went really well. So we can even pull forward the NFT sales even earlier. So.
So did you just say that the NFTs are stored on the IPFS?
Yeah.
And like, what are the costs associated to, say, viewing or downloading or uploading or?
No idea because we're doing everything on the testnet at the moment. So.
What do you envision it to be?
I think for the utility tokens, it was like 2 ADA to create the utility token or something like that. So it was like $6.
And
Yeah.
if you compare that, say, to
I think
Ethereum ones, what would the Ethereum ones be, do you think?
I think what Brody's feedback was, it really depends on the smart contract, how good your smart contract is. So I can't tell yet. Sorry, I have no idea.
Ethereum fees are right now quite high, right?
Yeah.
So if it's 2-3 ADA per view, transaction, etc., then
I think most of the deployment of the NFT is going to cost 2 or 3 ADA around that one. So it's like going to be like,
It's even cheaper now.
yeah, it's even cheaper now.
Yeah.
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 Is there a core storyline in this game, and then you have NFT, or
I'm working on.
and then you build the story around it?
Yeah, I'm building the story around it at the moment. Yeah, kind of like it's. So the thing was that obviously we had like different kind of game influences, and it's kind of like a mishmash at the moment. So I'm still kind of like building the story around it. Yeah.
Like it could go with an end game, or it could just keep going.
Yeah, exactly. So we can always release new NFTs, new units, new balancing stuff. So, and with the PvE questing, I can always set up just new requirements and introduce new materials that you can upgrade your base to it. So it can be basically an infinite game from that on. Yeah.
So one of the really important things with NFTs and any really gaming community is the community itself.
Yeah.
So how are you going to build that community so that you have that big following of players that want to stay in the game and keep on playing the game? And is there going to be any thought of a DAO or any governance token within the project where the players themselves can actually direct some of the gameplay?
Yes, we thought about it, but first I really want to flesh out the smart contracts that's is going to manage the NFT third-party minting, because there is no working process for this one as well. So it has to be built from scratch. And if we have that one ready, we even thought about setting up as open source once it's ready. So if someone wants to build another game where you can do third-party minting, we can just open source the whole dev for that one. Government token is definitely, I'm not against government token. I'm happy to, because then it's a bit of a workload lifting from your shoulders, because the community manages the game from that on. Sorry, what was the first part of the question?
And how are you going to build the community?
Oh yeah, it's going to be a lot of groundwork. Obviously, I've been in the gaming scene for more than a decade, so I have some connections as well. And that's what's going to be my work. But it's going to be a lot of groundwork, so we have to, like, a lot of stuff on Discord. This is why I'm doing this, so a lot of presentations. And the main reason why we started to build the demo first was that most of the games that are developed on Cardano at the moment, they are in the NFT phase, meaning that they just do the NFTs, but there is no gameplay or anything behind that. I wanted to basically turn the whole thing around, that we build the game first and put the NFTs into a working game, basically.
Yeah.
Anyone has any questions?
Yeah, what does the PvP ranking system look like?
It's not fleshed out yet. Obviously, it's going to be like a tiered system. So basically, if you win a game, you earn points and you earn utility tokens as well, the same as in Axie. And as you go up more tiers, obviously, you're going to face more opponents with better decks. So hopefully, it's going to be competitive. But that's why, like, this game bottleneck is definitely going to be the balancing of the PvP, because the PvE is just going to be the kind of like the play to earn token, pay to earn aspect of the game that people can just sit there and, like, if that's going to be their livelihood, the same as in Axie, then they can just play the play to earn game indefinitely. But obviously we want to do the PvP side as competitive as possible, and that one's going to need a lot of balancing as well. Yeah.
Are the NFTs gender neutral?
Yes, they are blocks or blokes. We call them blokes. Yeah. We thought about, like, using any kind of, like, other fantasy models or something like that, but because this is a blockchain game, I thought about, like, why just we not use blocks? So
Meet the blokes. Yeah.
So the sound and music design is not there yet, because that's like an extra cost that obviously it's essential for the game. But no, we haven't set that one up. They have mouse, so we can still have the possibility that they can talk. Yeah.
Put some voice actors over.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyone has some question?
Could you actually add that into it? If, let's say, someone was investing on the voice actor or AI side of it, to enable them to communicate with each other using
No, not at the moment. No.
add that into it?
Within the game, absolutely. Through the NFTs, probably not possible, because you have to bring it into the base NFT right away. So, but you can have like OD NFTs later published, which are basically work with a unique NFT as well. So you can always add NFTs to another NFT as well. So
Have you partnered?
that's a good feedback, actually. Thank you.
Have you partnered with any other Cardano games and thought about cross promotion of your NFTs in their game? Because there's other games that are thinking about, like, there's one card game called Duo, and they're talking with Cardania, where they would set up play areas within their game where you can play Duo inside another game. And because it's all NFTs and pulling it from people's wallets, it will literally be your NFT collection of Duo cards playing inside another metaverse game. So have you thought about partnering up with any other games so you can do
Not yet.
weird, crazy stuff like that?
It's a good idea, but we really want to focus on our game at the moment. Yeah.
Cool.
Anyone has any questions? Yes.
Choose Cardano.
Probably because of the fees, to be honest, and the governance as well, and the decentralization as well, and because it's new and it's a bit of a challenge, which kind of like comes back to us because I just looked at the Solana architecture weeks ago, and everything we need is already there for Solana, so we kind of have to do some stuff from scratch, definitely. I know, but the problem with Solana is that obviously. The centralization is more appealing to me, so yeah. Anyone has any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. How are you going to promote this game, like marketing stuff?
Yeah, so I want to do probably a lot of presentations. Obviously, we joined communities. The good thing about the Cardano community is that it's super welcoming, and everyone is like really open to ideas as well. So, but obviously I want to push it to the gaming communities as well. So, but I'm happy to like receive if anyone has any good ideas, I'm open to all of them. So.
Did you apply for Catalyst funds?
I just looked at it, and it looks super complicated at the moment. So
It's pretty easy. I can take you through the process.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Pete's gonna help me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
Can you use the private sale to buy in skills in those areas? Or
That's the plan. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah. So that's why I want to do the private sale. So 50% of the tokens because I want to raise some money so I can bring in more developers. Yeah.
But can you do it the other way as well? That they get access to the private sale if they bring in their marketing skills?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to. Yeah.
Influencer account.
Absolutely. Yeah.
you probably don't need Catalyst funding if you go through a private token
to
sale.
be honest, I'd rather go through a private one because I think it's easier to manage for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The benefits.
And it's kind of like instant as well. So if you have a deal with someone, it's kind of like an instant deal. While Catalyst, you have to like wait for decisions and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it takes about 3 months. But the benefit of going through Project Catalyst is that you do get exposure to the entire Cardano community in one go. So within a 3-month period, you have that heavy 1 month of marketing your proposal out to the
I guess you can do both, right?
You can. Like you can go through private funding and then just do a Catalyst proposal for one part of your development. So it might be very small, it might be only a 10K submission. And from that, you should be able to get that granted. And you know, the NFT gaming category is like an easy one to get into. Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyone has any questions? Awesome.
We've got some gameplay. You want to do the little visual
it's,
demo?
It's a bit buggy at the moment, but I'm happy to show you. It's just, I think I set up the last one as a link. It's on the, oh yeah, it's there. You can click on retry. It's okay. So basically, so let me show you. Can you see from my head? Probably have to go down.
Yeah, it takes a little while to load, but yeah.
Why is it? It was okay on my computer. Why is yours so slow? It's probably because it's a Mac. I have to reload this tab or something like that?
Yeah, I just reloaded it a second ago.
Let me try it again.
I was playing it earlier, so it's yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
So basically how it works is you deploy the units into the battlefield, and this is against an AI at the moment, which is super simple. It's just randomly dropping in units, and each unit has different kind of skills. And yeah, we have some bugs still, like. And I'm probably gonna lose this game because I'm really bad. But
I think I should have done this demo.
Yeah. So basically, that's the plan. There you go. So there are some balancing issues at the moment that I hope that I get a new version of this because we did some balancing on the units because some of them are like too strong at the moment. But yeah, that's the general gameplay.
Unity developer on board. Do you need Unity development for?
Absolutely. If anyone has any Unity developers who would love to come on the project.
For two-dimensional stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I went down the path of learning 2D game development with Unity, and I just didn't have the time.
It's pretty
it's easy, but it's time consuming.
Yeah. To be honest, it's really hard to find developers at the moment within Australia, and it's hard to work with someone from other parts of the world because of the time zone issues. So that's my biggest challenge at the moment. And animators are even harder. Like finding an animator is, because you still need an animator who does all the animations, because obviously we want to have the game look good. So most of the stuff, most of the animation that has been done at the moment is done by a freelancer. And it's always scary when he disappears for like 2 or 3 days. It's like, don't hear anything back from them. So it's definitely, and the problem with animators is that once you have a style, you kind of have to stick to it. So you can't just, with coding, you can always just jump into another developer because the coding you can just pick up from there. But with the animator, you have to use the same animator basically because you want to have the same style. Yeah.
That's going to be hard.
Yeah. All right.
Anything else? All right, cool. Probably a good time to stop that. Thank you, Attila.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, turn that one off. Cool. So if
One question, is in your team also? And you? Or you just guests also? Okay. So you're the only one here?
Yeah, I'm the only one. I think I'm the only one.
All right, so what I'll go through now is a little demo of how to actually mint an NFT on Cardano. There's multiple ways of doing it at the moment, and this is a new website that I've come across, I think last week. It's called Cardano Hub, and like I was mentioning before, what they're doing here is actually integrating the minting of the NFT directly via a smart contract. So let me just go through the process here. Now, like I was saying before, other websites that do this, let me just pull up another one. What is it called? NFT Maker, Dash Maker. I always get this wrong. There it is, dashmaker.io. This was one of the very first websites that started creating a minting service for NFTs. Where has it gone? Am I on Pro? No, I don't want Pro. Hey, did they get rid of the free one? Yep, it looks like the free version is gone. So let me just go back and I'll talk about another minting service in a moment. Okay, so let's go and mint my first Cardano NFT on this website here. I'll go to just browse and, I should have downloaded an image before. I think this is just a screenshot. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'll use that screenshot as my NFT. So it might be a beautiful artwork that you've created, you've scanned, a digital print, whatever it might be. Let's give it a name. That would do. Why am I typing so much? That would do as well. Now, Cardano Hub has 2 ways of minting. They have a premium minting service where you can remove their watermark, or you can mint it free and it will keep the watermark in there. So you can just switch over here from free to premium and it will take out that watermark. The difference is the cost. So to get the premium version, it's 1 ADA plus the network fee, which is 0.4 ADA. Or if you can go free, free mint, 0 commission, so no cost there, and just the transaction cost on the network. That's pretty cheap. At the moment, some of the other services will cost around 2.5 ADA roughly, but doing directly via smart contract means that you're not sending ADA to an address. I'll demo how it works, but you're not sending ADA to an address to fulfill a order, mint the token, and then getting it sent back, because there's a lot of wastage there, a lot of transactions, a lot of processes in that transaction to get your NFT back. What happens here is your NFT, your ADA, leaves directly from your smart wallet, which in this case is your NAMI wallet, and then interacts with the smart contract. The smart contract creates the NFT and sends it directly back to your wallet straight away. So let's finish this process. I won't put any other metadata here. What was that, Curtis?
Maybe gifts as well?
Yep. GIFs is one of the things. Let's go. I'm not a robot. I think that's all I needed to do. Create the item. Confirm. Oh, I missed something. I did this on purpose. So collateral. So what collateral is, within the NAMI wallet, you have to fill up a certain part of the wallet that will act as collateral for the smart contracts. What this does is it creates a unique UTXO so that it's used and spent on the smart contract. So this is an issue, well, an issue, but not really an issue, but Cardano has a unique way, because it's a UTXO model blockchain, that you can't use the same UTXO on a smart contract again and again, because it will be consumed and you're going to use one at a time. So Nami Wallet, the creators came up with a unique way of doing it by setting up a unique area in your wallet called the collateral, where you use that instead to mint the NFTs, and that way you always have unique UTXO, and you can scale up, you can mint thousands of these at a time because it's in a separate area of your wallet. What was my password? I hate this.
Question. Does it cost any transaction fee to move from one side of your wallet to the other?
Yeah, so I'm paying 0.16 here. Oh, I know, it's in my password manager. Don't look. It's, how do I not show you this? See, the problem is it's being streamed on YouTube at the same time. I can't skip it, because last time I did this, I skipped the creation of the NFT as well because of...
Extend the display, have one on one display, and the other one.
Smart man, yes, yes, I can do that.
Unplug it, trust me, safer.
What is it? Settings, system preferences. Yep, that's right. So this one, disable mirror, which is arrangement. This one here, mirror the displays. There we go. And what are you seeing? I'm just waiting for the YouTube stream to catch up. So you guys can't see that? Yep. Let's see here. What is it? Crap. That's all right. It's being streamed. It's too late now. Okay, back to this one. This, I hate it when it does this. There we go. All right, cool. We're back to normal. Let's refresh this screen. Right, I've got to do this process again. Hopefully it saved my password in memory. I do that thing. Test, test. Did I do the collateral? No, I didn't yet. Let's do the collateral. This one, collateral. Enter the password, confirm. Great, collateral is added. Takes a little while, couple of seconds just to be processed on the blockchain. And now I can, let's just check if that's worked. History. Yep, no, that's an hour ago. What was that?
Isn't it too much?
Too much what?
Collateral? Shouldn't it be 0.4?
Oh no, the collateral is 5 ADA that you just need to fill up on that separate wallet. Yeah, yeah, and that's automatic. It's always 5. I think that's just refreshing, so the collateral's gone through. Okay, great. So now I can actually mint this. I'm still not a robot. Create the NFT. Minting, minting, minting. Come on, mint. Oh, okay. Now, what these guys have done, hopefully my password doesn't disappear. What these guys have done is they've done like an image recognition thing where you can't use a previous existing image that's already been uploaded to their system. So this way, I can't grab another NFT from somewhere else. Exactly, yep, I've used it before. So I have to use another one here. Let's go, no, not the client email logs. No, I've used this one too, I think. I'll just make a new screenshot. There we go, there we go. All right, that's, there it is, that's the one. Screenshot of the screen. I'm not a robot, test, 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 great. I gotta get this done before my password in the memory expires. Ah, with the same name. All right, cool, same name. Sorry, test. Brisbane, there we go. What, 5th time lucky? Here we go.
They haven't charged you every time you make a mistake.
Nah,
obviously, right?
nah. Capture is not valid. Let's refresh the screen and just do this whole thing again. All right, 6th time lucky. Here we go. Here we go. Sign the transaction. Password in. Password's expired. Ah. No, I'm going to do this real quick. No one look. There we go. All right, done. Paste. Confirm. And we're done. There we go. Finally. So the NFT has been minted. So it's going through the minting process. It will take a few moments. I'll click on my wallet. And where is it? There it is. That's the one. F whatever I typed, Brisbane. There it is. That's my NFT. So now I can send this to anyone. I can sell it on a marketplace, whatever it might be. Now, Cardano Hub doesn't have an open marketplace yet. They're still working on it. So let's go back to the homepage. So they're providing a couple of things. They've got the minting service, so you can mint NFTs one at a time. They've got the marketplace where they have smart contracts. So you can interact with a smart contract to buy and sell NFTs through auctions or direct sell. And they have the Launchpad. So if you're an artist with a huge collection of NFTs, you can use their Launchpad service to actually distribute thousands and thousands of NFTs. So when I was talking to the creator of this platform, they're working with game developers who have like 30, 40,000 NFTs in the game that they need to distribute. So it's a really hard, tedious process of doing it through something like NFT Maker Pro, where you have to upload all the assets and the metadata. So they've got a nice way that they can do it with the smart contracts, launch it all on there so that people can interact and buy it that way. So that's the whole ecosystem behind Cardano Hub, where people are actually buying and selling NFTs at the moment. CNFT.io, this is one. Tok Hun, that's another. Genesis, okay, I can't remember the names of them all. Where do I get them?
So the one that you just uploaded, the NFT you just created.
Yep.
If I want to actually view it and confirm that it's out there, but elsewhere.
Yep. Yeah. You can't, because I'm using, this is testnet, so this is all test ADA. But there are ways to actually view all this. So where to go? This one here. So this here, this would let me normally give me a link where I can view it on another tool of some sort and visually see it there.
Yeah. You can just connect your wallet to CNFT.io and you'll see it.
So you have a Windows wallet or something?
Yeah, your one.
Sorry? Your wallet?
It's got an assets tab, and I've just set up a separate wallet just for CNFT.
Yep. So I won't pull up my NFT wallet, but like all of the the main one people use is called Pool PM. I'm pretty sure I can just pull up some random one, pool.pm. And if I was minting live on the mainnet, you would actually see the NFT created here. So I could have gone, minted it, jumped onto Pool PM, and I would have seen the NFT actually minted, listed live there. So I'm just trying to find another one that might have been created in the last few moments. There's a lot of activity going on at the moment, a lot of ADA moving around everywhere, which is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. And of course, when I want to find an NFT, I can't find one. Usually they're just absolutely littered on this page. Okay, I'll go the hard way. NFT Maker, NFT Maker Pro. So I'll kill two birds with one stone and show you how other people are creating NFTs at the moment. So this platform I use to create my own NFTs for the podcast. So I do audio, podcast, NFT each time I release something to help support the podcast. So let me log in again, turn around. Some people are turning around. Most people are like, oh, whatever. You didn't see anything, right? Hey? Okay, cool. So this platform here is an API. It's a whole application where you can log in and create NFT projects. In those NFT projects, you can create your individual NFT collection. So this one here, I've got, let's load this one up. Let's load this one. So this one here is just a commemorative episode NFT. So every NFT, every audio episode I do, I convert to an NFT. So you can check out one of these ones here. Let's go and edit. No, I want to look at the statistics. Where is it?
What's this cost per month?
There's no cost per month. It's cost per mint. So it's I think it cost me 4.5 ADA per creation. Yeah, so it's a little bit more. Not metadata. I think it was the screen before. And of course the internet is slowing down, come on. There we go, statistics, that's what I wanted. So here we can see all the sales I've done. I've done one sale, and the other two are free. But I can go to this one here and I can see, where is it? Transaction ID, yep. So this is the actual transaction ID when this particular NFT was minted. And I can pull up this person's wallet, which is this one here. I can see the token distributed in that particular address. I can use Pool PM. So this is a little bit of investigating around to try and find who bought the particular NFT. I can see their behavior. So I can see they've staked to this particular stake pool. That's how much ADA they have, and that's the NFT there. So that's how you can view it, track it down, you can find out what it is, and you can play the audio off it. Cool, okay, so whoops, let's close that down. Now, what I was talking about before was the NFT marketplaces, so I got a little distracted. So there's a whole bunch of different NFT marketplaces where you can list and sell your NFTs. This is one of them here. I won't log into my account, but I'll just go to the actual marketplace itself. This one, are they using smart contracts yet? Or are they still doing, no, okay. So they're using an escrow service system where it's set up where you list your NFT, you validate your wallet, list your NFT, people will buy it from this particular listing here, whether it's an auction or a buy direct, send ADA to a particular escrow address. Once that money comes in, then it gets sent out to the buyer. So it's a little bit of a manual process at the moment for this one. But this is because they created this website before smart contracts were available. So they created the whole ecosystem around NFTs before smart contracts, which is pretty cool. So let me just go to this one here. Whoops, pressed too hard. So this picture of Tupac, it's a super rare, so you can see the metadata behind it. I don't know who created this particular project. I don't know if this is a real one. There's no metadata that goes back to the actual creator of the asset, which is a little bit unfortunate. They can put it in. But here I can click on buy and then it will just start that escrow process. This one here does look like a artist themselves did it because this mint is 1 of 100 as opposed to what you might see a 1 of 1, which is a collection of like ADA punks, for example, which is a 1 of 1, so it's a unique one. So this one would have been generated by a algorithm and created that way. It doesn't look like an original ADA punk, so I'm a bit dubious. There's a bit of validation on these particular projects as well, so you can filter it down to valid projects, and there's a little yellow check mark to verify that this is the actual original project. Each NFT has Justin Bieber, why not? Should be a lot cheaper than that. Every project has a unique policy ID, and that policy ID goes through their systems to get validated so that you can get that yellow check mark so you know it's an authentic project from the original creator. Again, you can just buy it. The whole listing process is fairly easy as well. You just go through CNFT, set up your account, list your token. Now, there was a question earlier about the power consumption of the blockchain. You asked it, right? Yeah, okay. So there was a question earlier about the power consumption of the blockchain. Ethereum uses huge amounts of power, so does Bitcoin. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. But in terms of Cardano's ecological footprint, it's very low. The amount of power that a node requires to operate can be as low as 15 watts. So at home, I've got a couple of Raspberry Pis, which are 2 of them, 30 watts, and they're powerful enough to run a node on the Cardano blockchain. So it's very, very low power CPU usage. Our cloud infrastructure that we use for our stake pool is all eco-friendly, 90% eco-friendly, so it's sustainable in that respect. But one of the initiatives that the Cardano Foundation set up was this thing called Veritree. Has anyone got Veri tokens? Shame on you. Shame on you, all of you. So when you go home, buy some Veri tokens, please. This is the initiative that the Cardano Foundation set up, where they are trying to reforest this entire area with this company called Veritree. So Veritree uses the blockchain to mark and verify every single tree that they plant. So they know that they've planted this tree, it was planted on what particular date, what species that tree was, et cetera, et cetera. So all of that's recorded in the blockchain. What this fund is trying to do is try and raise enough to make the Cardano blockchain carbon neutral for 5 years. So far they're just under 50%, so that's 2.5 years worth of carbon neutralness for the entire blockchain. And that's, I think, is a fantastic initiative, and hopefully they do a lot more of it. So a lot of these tree planting mechanisms, these foundations that do this, there's no way to validate that your tree has been planted. You can buy carbon credits, you can donate to these foundations, but you don't know where your token, what your money is doing in regards to tree planting. In this respect, you buy the tokens, they raise the funds, and then you redeem those tokens later on to actually see where your tree is planted and what kind of impact your tree is doing for the ecosystem. You had a question?
Yes, which type of tree?
I don't know. I could probably dig into this, and there's a lot of details around it. Well, that's a lot of tokens. There's a lot of details around it, where the forest is. So there'll be, I'm assuming, planting a forest that is in line with the ecosystem around there. So they wouldn't just be planting gum trees in the middle of aspen kind of forest. So it's,
Is it some sort of attempt to make the chain like carbon neutral or something?
yeah. Well, it's very low footprint as it is, but they want to make it completely carbon neutral. Yeah, carbon positive. Negative, yeah. So it's taking away carbon from the ecosystem, yeah. The Cardano Foundation did a problem sensing survey. So they would survey all the stake pool operators, find out what's important to them, and the survey that came back was the whole carbon neutral blockchain. So it was a topic, a theme, so that's what they pushed out at the Cardano Summit this year. Cool, yep. Richard?
Quick question. With your audio file, when you're minting an audio file,
Yep.
is there a limit of how big that file can be? Could someone do a movie?
Yeah. So there are limits with the what you can upload as an NFT. I found ways around it. So I was uploading one thing. It was like, great, this is cool, but no, I wanted more. So I just worked my way around it. So I'll show you how I did mine. I used a service called Pinata, I think. Of course, that's going to come up with everything else than what I wanted. There it is. NFT meter. Jesus. So using this service here, you can pin anything onto the IPFS service, and the limits here are better. They're far more extended. So when I was minting on NFT Maker Pro, the limit here was, I think, 4 meg for an audio file, and for me that wasn't enough. I was doing a whole audio podcast in high quality, so I needed about 150 meg per file. So I used this, I pinned it, then I got the metadata from my NFT and then created it the long way. I've got the metadata here. So for a novice that doesn't understand metadata and JSON formatting, you probably wouldn't be going down this path and you'll be banging your head against the wall. But here I could actually format the file in a particular way, add in whatever metadata I wanted, including my MP3 file, and upload it that way. So I actually did all the MP3 stuff elsewhere, then went back to the platform, formatted my metadata in the way that you needed to, mint the NFT, that's it.
So does that mean that, for instance, let's say you bypass this large file size, it doesn't really matter what size the file is because the fees will be the same, right?
The what?
The fees, like the
Yeah,
transaction fees.
yeah. The fee that you pay when minting an NFT is purely that process of getting this metadata and converting it to a token on the blockchain. All the file storage and everything else, you can do that at any other time using a service like Pinata. They do have pricing in here, but at the moment, I haven't paid for a single thing. So I'm on this plan, 1 gig of storage, and that's more than enough for me. Yeah, so if I want to do my whole collection of audio podcasts, then I probably would need to go up a little bit more, and then it's only 15 cents per gig per month.
And how is that related to, say, for instance, Dropbox or Google Drive? Are you able to, say, store it there?
Yeah, well, technically you can use a file reference like Dropbox and store it there, but what that relies on is you paying for your Dropbox account or having that Dropbox account always there, and Dropbox always in business. So if Dropbox gets taken over by another company and they change their URL structure, something really basic like that, then it will break all that, all those NFTs will be broken and there's no way to update it because it's immutable. Make it once, that's it. But with the IPFS, it's a global standard where you can upload, everything is hashed into a particular hash code and it's there forever. So it's stored on their blockchain. So we're using different services, different blockchains to store it. Okay, what haven't I explained in this process? I'm pretty sure there's more. But we're actually rounding up right on time, so we're doing well. Questions? Yep.
Anywhere that have like the royalties integrated that?
Yes, yes. So royalties are being implemented. It's a Cardano improvement proposal at the moment. I think it's number 27. So it's going through that iteration of how it's supposed to work, how people want it to work. In CNFT.io, not CNFT, in NFT Maker, they do have the ability to create a royalties NFT based off that proposal. So if I just go into it, so you can see there it has royalties. So I have made it, this one in particular, with royalties. So anytime anyone trades that particular NFT, I'll get the commission, whatever I have set it to. I can't remember what it was. Manage NFTs. So royalties here, what did I, metadata, show metadata. I put it at like 5% of that one. So it's, and you can see the address. So it's just a matter of setting the royalty amount that you want and then address of where to send it to. As long as you always have that address, anytime it gets sent, you'll get royalties put into your wallet. But that hasn't been fully implemented yet. So that's the first stage of actually having the proposal accepted and accepted across the entire community. So once that's voted in, that's great. But then the marketplaces actually then have to implement that proposal so that anytime a sale gets done, that percentage of the fee is executed in the smart contract and paid out to the original creator. Cool. Questions, any more?
So how, with the royalty address, how do they figure out where the royalty actually goes to?
Yep, cool. So so the question was how they work out where the royalty goes to. So when we mint an NFT, there is a policy ID. I can't see it here on the screen. There's a policy ID that the NFT belongs to, and any NFT that's created under that policy ID is kind of in that group. Within that group is my royalties NFT. So anytime that any of the other NFTs are minted, it will need to look for that royalty NFT within that collection and then read the data from that and then execute based on that royalty.
An NFT, you can sell it,
Yep.
and the ownership still belongs to you, the original, correct?
The copyright of it, you mean?
The
Yep, yep.
copyright of it belongs to you.
Yes, yes.
So one NFT, can you resell many times?
Yep, you can.
So do you declare like as an honesty factor that you have, like how some of them have one of 50, one of 500, so you remint
Yep.
50 of them? Is that what happens? Or you just resell an amount?
Okay, so let me understand the question. So if you as the artist want to create a, like this 2-pack one here.
There's two ways, right? Like I own it and then I sell it.
Yep.
The original belongs to me.
Yep.
Or I actually transfer ownership of that to the buyer. Does that happen?
Okay, there's two things here. So for like this one here, there's this lovely picture of Justin Bieber. It is Justin Bieber, right? Yeah, okay. This here you can see that they've created one of 500. So in this particular one, I can't see actually here if they own the original copyright or if they're giving away the copyright. But most artists that do this, they keep the copyright in terms of the original creator of the art. But the NFT that they sell, it can be traded amongst other people and you don't own that NFT, they do. But
and it has a specific name to it or
yeah.
like embedded
Yeah.
on the art?
Yeah, that. Yeah, yeah.
It has an embedded contract in there to say that that is an original from me.
Yeah.
In there.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that is the policy ID. So that will verify that you were the original person that created it, and it's part of that collection. So that's a policy ID. Yeah. Yeah. So that's essentially your signature. And then there's other parts where it will say it's 1 of 500 or 2 of 500. So I've got another collection where I've got that clearly on the NFT as well. So you know that this is number 500 of 1,000. Yeah.
So just a question. So you can have that same picture 500 times?
Yes.
Or is it a variation? You can also have it different. You can say, I have 500 different variations of that picture.
They're all original.
Several different, yeah, correct.
All
And
500
they're all,
are
yeah.
original.
So
Yeah.
I can have it with the blue background or the
Yep.
yellow background or
Yep.
red background, and they're all 500 different ones.
Now that's slightly different because like here, this is 1 of 500, but identical. And what you're saying there is you might have a collection of these Justin Biebers that look very similar but have slight different iterations. Yeah, and each one of those 500 is unique in some sort of way, then they're 1 of 1s.
Just like the monkeys of like before.
Yeah, Bored Apes or whatever. Yeah, so Bored Apes is like a 1 of 1 collection, but there's 10,000 of them.
So this one here is 1 of 500 exact copies.
Yes.
But there's also possibility of having, like I said, red background, yellow background, and different color.
Yep, different color backgrounds. Yep.
1 of 1, but maybe a set of 500.
Yes, correct. Yep.
But if someone wants to buy, let's say, can I relinquish the ownership of it? Does that
You can.
happen?
Yeah, you can. So one project that relinquished the copyright ownership of their artwork was Space Buds. So spacebuds.io. Explorer. So this is one collection by the creator of Nami Wallet as well. It's one of the pioneers in the space. What was mine? 350? There it is, my dog. Great. So what they did was they relinquished the copyright of this particular NFT so that I can do whatever I want with it. So I made merchandise out of it and I can sell it and make a profit of it.
That's the difference.
Yep, that's the difference. So it all depends on if they relinquish that copyright or not. When you mint your NFT, you might put in the metadata, copyright, your name. That means that's a clear indicator that you still have that ownership. But if you want to create a new one where you relinquish the NFT, maybe you get that one from that person that wants that copyright detail, They'll send it back to you. You burn it by disposing of it, and then create another one without the copyright on it. We had a question at the back first.
Yeah, just a stupid question. So if I would have mint like the multiples of 500, does the cost go up then?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so each one you mint, it will go up. But if you're minting the exact same one, I think there's a slightly smaller cost. Because I did that last night. I minted 2 of exactly the same at the same time, and it didn't look like it costed an astronomical more fee. I did it through this, and it only cost me 4.58 still. So.
Did I understand correctly? So if I have a set of 500, the first one might cost me 1, the second one a little bit more, third one a little bit more.
No. Yeah. Yeah, no dumb questions. Richard first. Yeah.
So just speaking on the 1 to 500, does that mean 500 are already minted, or is it saying that you can buy this number 1 and I'm going to stop it at 500?
Yeah, you can stop it at.
Okay, so 500 aren't already minted?
Correct. Yep. For example, this. Let's go back one.
I guess it could be, right? It just depends if the artist
Yeah.
issues the 500 first.
Yeah.
Sells them one at a time.
Yeah.
Just think about that outlay of minting 500 versus the other
What
way.
So like this one here, you can only see the data, but I've got a max supply of 100. Only 4 have been minted, and there's still 96 left. And they haven't actually been produced yet. So I actually have to go here, click on the creation button, and then it'll be minted at that point in time. So you'll see the timestamp. So if you request one of these, and I mint it now, you'll see the timestamp of the creation of that NFT, and you know it's just been made.
So what does it mean when it says policy expires sometime next year?
Yeah. So any of the collections that you create have a expiry date on it. So if you're doing an automated minting process where you're dropping 10,000 of these space buds, you can have that minting policy open for a year, and then your sale can go on for that entire year process. At the end of that time, that policy will lock, and no one else will be able to create NFTs from that policy.
So that means that if the artist hasn't created the 500 that we're talking about just now, and it says at 400,
Yep.
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the same with games. Like when you create NFTs, you can have like an open or close policy.
Yeah.
We can have an open policy for 2 months where we can mint NFTs, but after that the game is gonna be driven by the community, and so we can't print new NFTs because that would be like a big inflation within the game. That if I just print like brand new NFTs.
Yep.
It's all smart contracts.
Yep.
There's another thing I read about is, I think, I don't know the right term to use, is data rot or deterioration of the digital.
Deterioration of the digital art.
So like a real art
Yep.
can still get musty, humidity, and
Yeah.
they break down.
Yep.
So a digital art can still happen depending on where you store it.
Anyone else can answer that?
Like a loss of quality.
So deterioration of digital art, loss of quality on a digital piece, I don't think so. That's the whole point of digital. It doesn't deteriorate. That's, yeah.
Technology advances and you get better, like pixelation.
Yeah.
In the future, that's going to be a better picture than one 10 years ago. To be honest, those are going to be worth more because they're old fashioned.
Maybe. Yeah. So I don't think there's any deterioration of a digital piece.
If I find an article, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, I'd love to read what you're talking about. So it's it might be.
Added value anyway. Even the deterioration is just added value because it's the aging. It's like wine.
Yeah.
It ages that way.
Aging of an NFT to improve its quality. Okay, it's improve its value. Yeah. Yep. So the question was like, if you change 1 pixel on my space dog and then re-upload it as your own, you can do that. You can take his helmet off and submit it as a new NFT. Yep. But yeah, you can take it, yeah, exactly. You can take it as is, go to the command line and mint it yourself, so you avoid a website like a Cardano hub, which has that image recognition in it. So you can mint it directly on the Cardano blockchain itself, and then have your own version of it. But the policy ID will be different, so it won't be the original. So when you go, yep. So when you go to, let's go Space Buds, I bet you there's a couple of fakes on here. I don't even know what that is. Oh, right, it's got a space bud inside the spaceship. Just trying to find, is there a way to, recently listed, verified only. So if I can take verified off, yeah, okay. So here I can, this is a good example. So this project here is verified, this one here is verified, this one isn't, because it doesn't have the tick. So someone's just gone and ripped off this particular image, upload it, try to sell it, someone's gonna fall for it and buy a fake. So that's why you need that original policy ID to make sure that you've got the original NFT.
Have there been any instances of someone doing it and then it becoming more popular than the original art? So they're actually like still stealing someone's and making it more popular just because they're better marketers?
I haven't heard of that, but that's pretty cool if they have. Like there are some projects where they'll get the NFT like this one, like this is a Space Buds, and then they've added to it. Yeah. All right, so people getting a bit restless. It's almost 8 o'clock. Should we wrap it up? Yeah, okay, let's wrap it up. Sorry, YouTube guys, I haven't been watching. Don't rely on the check mark, okay? Always verify the policy ID. I will let them know. Thank you, One Trippy Planet. Anyone on YouTube, I will be cutting the feed now. Thank you so much. Awesome, thank you. Yep, open, yep. So I'm going to cut the feed now, guys. Thank you very much for joining on the YouTubes. It's been fun having you. So let me just shut this down. Where is the YouTube? There it is. End the stream. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah.